All right, what's up? What's up? Good morning. Good morning. So today I came in at 7 a.m. and I just didn't feel great. Just didn't feel it. So I just took it easy and kind of just waiting for the open. Didn't start the stream, just took it slow. And here we are. IBO, decent move, decent push. I took a trade very early around 7:50 or maybe 7:55 a.m. somewhere there. But as mentioned, just took it easy today for pre-market. Gave a nice move though. Besides this one, RZLV and ECDA are the other two. The watch list isn't, that crazy. CDTX, which did pop up earlier, I didn't look at. Can take a look here. It's pretty expensive though. Up at $41. INDO also it popped up at one point. Let's see, that one's at 684. It's down the list though. OP, SPTN. I'll take a look at a couple of these. Sometimes they're not as obvious, but there can be a good chart or two from time to time. Oh, that's interesting. Anyhow, yeah, so IBO, RZLV, and ECDA, the top three. OP, let's see. Probably not going to see much out of this one. What we've been seeing the last few weeks, few months is that if the stocks aren't really like top three out of pre-market, we're not really seeing a ton out of them. If they're lower volume before 9:15 or so, it's more like a sell-off throughout the day, throughout the open, the first 30 minutes, and then maybe some sort of low volume consolidation. So OP, not going to bother with that one, but I think, IBO, it's given a great move to this point. It's consolidating sideways. Um, will it be able to sustain the consolidation and then eventually make a new high? For me, that's the question because I love to trade a stock that is trending up. If we don't see a continued uptrend, then it depends. If the range is volatile, then it could be good. But if not, if it's just slow and grindy in the range, then I'll just leave it alone. So will we see a second leg, or I guess a third leg really? Because we did have a pullback early, and then another push. Yeah, we did have that pullback there. Bit of a miniature pullback here around 820 as well, 815. But this is the first real consolidation. So we'll see if it has what it takes. IBO. The 200 EMA is at 141 on the daily chart. So 200% move, 100 million shares of volume, and then there's RZLV, which I don't know. This one, the percentage gain isn't really the best, so it might not be as obvious again. Some of these are kind of looking a little brutal here. Let's see. Let's come on down. It's a small pop, but nothing super impressive. So the question always remains the same. Is it going to be as obvious? We'll have to see. Is the volume going to be as good? If not, I'll be leaving it alone. But we did get a pop early pre-market around 8 a.m. The other one that looks a little bit better, ECDA. This one looks a little bit better, which is up 128% and has 100 million shares, similar to IBO. It's another nice push here. Highs are at 94 cents. Low of the pullback, 63. Same questions, right? We had that first move, it was good. But will we be able to eventually, and it doesn't have to be the first minute of the open, the first 5 minutes, first 10 minutes, but over the first 2 to 3 hours, going to 11, 11:30, maybe 12 p.m. here market time, will we be able to see another uptrend? Right? Even if it's half of the first move, even if it's half, right? This percentage wise, it's a 200% move. I mean, even if we see 50% from where we are now, right? Maybe going up to 110, could be pretty good. But yeah, ECDA, will we be able to curl back up? Sometimes the range alone could be good if it's volatile. But if it's a slow grinding stock in the range, then longer holds will probably make more sense. And so the setups will have to be good towards the bottom. ECDA, not looking bad. I mean, really and truly just two great looking stocks. The others are somewhat, not so good, not so great. So let me pull this over here. It's actually moving up a little here, over 76. That's my alarm for the screen recording. I'm gonna pop open another OBS here. Shout out to OBS, man. Free software, It's pretty decent software as well. Nothing is really free though, I suppose. Right? Sometimes you gotta read those long agreements to see what they're doing, right? They're probably taking all of our data. Something. Maybe, maybe not. Shout out to Phil, who is feeling refreshed after vacation. Phil, where did you go? Out of curiosity. We got 4 minutes, 50 seconds to the open. I think ECDA, I'll watch over IBO to start. I don't mind sizing up today on these if they're good, but they need to be good. I'll start with smaller size first. So if you're now tuning in, I was here very early, but just wasn't really feeling it, man. And that's mostly because we had penny stocks, honestly. If I'm like looking at these stocks, I'm like, man, that doesn't mean that I shouldn't have went live and traded it, but I was hoping for something like $5-10, like to go from 8 to 20 or something crazy, like one of those insane moves. But mostly cheaper stocks today. 71.85 for the 200 on this one. No, true. Oh, I guess what I just said answered that question there, right? So we got 3 minutes to go. Yeah, I know. I should have still went live regardless, right? I mean, that would have been the right thing to do, is just to still go live and just hang out. 2 minutes 50 seconds to the opening bell. WFF, lighter volume, not worth it for me. Yeah, I know, right? Well, the will do it live meme. We're gonna do it live at the open at least. 5 seconds till the 2-minute warning here. Maybe I turn off some of these extra alarms. There it is. 2-minute warning. By the way, shout out to Oklahoma City, right? If you're from Oklahoma City, I saw this morning that you guys won the championship. Nice. WFF going up a little more, but again, that volume is still pretty light. Not really interested still. They also said there was an injury pretty early for the other team, which is, that's tough. But part of the deal, right? Part of the game. So it looks like we had a bit of a base, and we tried curling up over 76, didn't quite get there, kind of rejected that level. So don't forget, as you're tuning in, to hit that thumbs up. And I did not mention it, but remember our disclaimer. All right, day trading is risky business. Day trading is risky. Remember to always go slow, be careful, and manage risk. So with about 10 seconds to go, let's trade to the best of our abilities. Let's lock in. You know what? I forgot about INDO. That's right. INDO, that was a good push too. 45 to 7 and then 730. Okay. The halt is at 67 for IN. Well, now 75. for INDO. False halt right there. I'm gonna be watching the pullback. So another false halt up. I'm gonna take some time. It's gonna be a couple more seconds before I pull it up here. The halt is now at 8 or 790. It's kind of flirting with the halt levels here. There's a lot of buying, but it didn't really push up there. The candle's about to close. There it is. The key for this stock is to not be a Christmas tree. I want to be pretty careful here because I didn't jump in on the front side dips. If there's no second move, this is already finished. So I want to be careful here. We'll see if it holds up. Just giving the 5-minute candlestick time here. Potential Christmas tree. OP. OP looks interesting. And the highs were 71. Surprisingly, volume came into this one too. IBO, nice, nice. I didn't even realize that I was pushing up right there. What was that from 1? So IBO looks like it might be the one here. Higher low for OP. So far, just still using small size here. I didn't really get aggressive on INDP, so perhaps need to be more aggressive here earlier in the move for front side, right? $45.52 for IBO resumption. OP definitely has potential, you know. We'll see if it keeps holding up a little bit. Two minutes for IBO. Watching OP and just kind of waiting here. Was that resumption time? Our resumption time is 45:52. Okay, there's a minute and some change. $45.52. So we got a minute and some change. There is another 50 seconds or so. So I'm gonna watch the resumption here, which is coming up. The switching of the screen is definitely a little annoying, I will say. All right, we got a couple seconds. IBO. We didn't really push. Where am I gonna get filled? 15. Nope, I don't like that. Okay. And that was a good dip though. Prop. Got a few sellers. Can we push through? It kind of came close to the halt down, which is why it wasn't as immediate as I wanted would have been, but you know, nice. I give us something more, something else, something else, something else. Hmm. The 200 EMA is at 41. So it needs to get halted up here, which is at 43 to halt. Will they get locked in? I'm having a couple of fumble trades here. Our 5-minute candle is about to close. There's a chance it holds up and, it tries. I need to hold some of these trades longer, though. I gotta hold a little longer. I'm a little too price action here, which is not ideal. Gotta give it a sec. I'm surprised that it's actually retesting right away, but not bad. The halt is at 48. Doesn't mean business though. Or is this a bluff right here? Will it be able to hold up again? I think over 33, we'll probably see the retest again. Damn. I'm mm, a little slow there. It's showing the volume, but it's not. Okay. It had the volume, but not quite. I kind of traded this thing pretty poorly, honestly. I was just selling way too fast early, and I could have done way, especially, I mean, even out of the resumption, I kind of hesitated because the halt down was close. Like that trade right there is a key trade, man. If I'm in there, I would be more aggressive. And I get the 15 fill. I'm kind of back out early, and then we get to push to 25. Those two trades are massive trades to catch. Sometimes the risk can cause you to be a little bit more, a little too timid perhaps at times. But we've done a good job like managing size and risk altogether. So that's at least one good thing. If it gets over 140, it will be epic. I don't know if it has what it takes, but it's been strong so far. '27, '29, '28. So right here, I just want to be patient and wait. Just, I'm not sure if it'll hold up again. It might not. I just want to wait and then see. Okay. But do we have what it takes to get over 33? Okay, okay. I'm interested. Looks like might be a false breakout there. Okay, it's back down. This is good though. At least we were holding, so higher low is kind of better than breaking down, of course. Way better. A little more selling. Some abrupt buying. Abrupt buying. It might happen on the next 5 minute candle, depending on how we close here. Can we pull away? Damn it, man. That buying was too quick, too much. It should retest the halt level here. And we probably should get locked in. Tight stop still. Come on. Don't you dare false breakout on us. What is this? Come on. I got massive slippage here, it looks like too. See, once we get above this pink line here, just no coming back down. We should be halting up here. So this is not good. At least it held 33, but still. It maybe it tries again. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. I don't like that it's back down, but you know, maybe. Freaking thing, man. Should have halted up right there. Into the moon. I guess this is fine, you know, if there's some selling, maybe people just taking profits. Too many people taking profits, perhaps. Hang. Right back down after a nice move. I should have went all in with size too. I only took 7,000. Big size would have been like 20,000 plus. And that is all it wrote to the depths. Perhaps time to shut it down. Take the early day. It's still early though. The stock, I mean, you know, it's back at 33. It's still, you know, held up 26 right there. I just hate to see that type of rejection, but stock is still up 200%. Could still over time, over the next 20, 30 minutes, make a new high. Hidden buyer, someone is saying. I didn't even look at it. And this is my problem too when stocks are breaking down, is that depending on how it comes down, it's like I don't even look at the lows, and it's been costing me here. It's like in my book, this is now just real backside. Don't even look at the stock. But then there's still opportunity, so you know, maybe it's not the right thing to do all the time. So I'll size down to like baby size, and you know, just protect the gains and kind of wait it out. But as mentioned, I didn't trade it well. The first part of it, you know, out of the resumption, it all started with that dip. What happened is that we didn't resume higher, and it didn't go up. It just resumed sideways. And I guess I was a little too skeptical that it might just be Christmas tree, so I didn't jump in, you know, ferociously. Like I was overthinking that trade too much. The halt down being 2 cents away doesn't help. Just, you know, the risk is always so high because then if you do jump in aggressively and then it halts down on you, then you're saying, why did I get so aggressive so quick? Maybe the key is to try to be like the moment it, you know, the moment it tries to hold, like you got to be a little quicker. You got to be a little quicker. The 5 minute chart still looks pretty bullish, all things considered, despite the sell off. CURR. Let's check it out. CURR. Small size first. We got a high of 78. I'll make 1 cent into the halt up. A little late to pull it up, or else I could have caught the dip perhaps. I'd like to see this one get halted up at 82, the new halt level. Can we get locked in 82? I think that could be pretty good. If it does, maybe that provides an opportunity for it to go to 90, 95. If not, I'll give it a sec here. The halt level now 86. Dang, I got 77 fill right there. Oh. Alright. Taking 75. I didn't add, I wanted to add. CURR, the one I'm looking at right now, CURR. I'm holding 75 entry. Can we see over 80? There's 81. I need to use way more size then. Bringing out the big boy size. Big boy size, 7,000 shares. Not going crazy with the size. Although, I mean, let's see. 90 is the new halt up. That last pullback is going to work. Man, I'm trading like so soft here. I gotta take the entries and jump in. Aw. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Man, that was terrible. That was a good size loss. Ah, man, I gotta listen to my intuition. which was to hold that freaking trade till 82. I feel like sometimes I don't take enough trades, you know? Like right there, that's a good one, you know? Just gotta jump in, take it, just jump in, not even think for a second, just buy. Again. Now hold up and bounce, hold up and bounce. Waiting. Man, now sucks, bro. I knew I'm a mess here. You know, it's like your mind tells you what's gonna come, and then you still buy early. I think this stock looks great actually here. I'm gonna keep watching it here. It's good. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I'm gonna risk my gains here actually on this stock right now in this area. I don't mind going back to flat for this trade that I think looks good. Okay, actually, well, I gotta be careful, and just in case it decides to do a full retracement, and then I could get cooked. I don't know if it's gonna be a higher low or not. So what I think I'll do is to re-average if I need to. But it looks like it's holding up for now. I'll take a little something there too. Just in case we need to re-average. At least we sold something. And I'll hold a small position if it goes. But I needed more size though. I needed like 20,000 size in that trade. I only had like 7. Okay. How much shares do you guys think Beam is using here? 100,000 size easy. I gotta call Beam and ask him after this day. Beam in there 100,000 size. I'm here 7,000 shares like a baby. Like Steve, what am I doing here? All right, I'm gonna stick to the small size though, considering that we don't need to be a hero here, and then risk all the gains, right? That trade just now, I needed to be in there with the size. It's too late. It's bounced already. So it's another example of my intuition giving me what I need. And then me being a little too scared to jump in. El Pastor. Slacking. Now, can it go all the way? I don't know. It might need a pullback first, or maybe it does go. It's hard to say. I can try though, depending on what it does first. That's like a big range there too. There's a decent 3 cent range right now, which is a little risky. Got to be careful of a full retracement here as well. But watching and waiting. Uh, all three of those trades wrong. Should have had smaller size too. Oh man, IBO. Holy smokes. Oh man. Well, you know what happened? I have it up here, but the chart kind of shifted to the right. So missed all of that. Man. 23 to 50. Now halted up at high of day. Am I the only person trading CURR? Maybe. Oh, that was a good sell. Can we see something more? Bro, there's no way I got filled at 81 there, man. Come on. That is garbage. Man, trades like that, just 3 cents higher fill is crazy. But it makes sense at the same time, you know. There's an insane amount of buying the moment I'm like, okay, I'm gonna jump in here. I don't know, that's kind of a soft breakout, but it's still holding up. Resumption is gonna be at 0459. Is that right? Or 24? 2459. Alright, I gotta take CURR more seriously here. Haven't been jumping in. Highs are at 89. We got a minute and a half to that resumption on IBO. Probably traded off screen. $24.59. The resumption is coming up for IBO. We're 1 cent off of high of day. It's been a big move. 10 seconds. We're at 146. Oh my gosh, bro. What am I doing here? I bought twice just so I could hold the second one, and I still sold it early. All right, I'm going to ease off and wait. A little too much sideways for my liking here. Where's this hat that I need? 48, 48, 47. Dip, 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 dip. $0.02. It needs to halt up here at 65. Can we get locked in? It's trying, falls. Oh, okay, it's trying. Come on. Ah, false halt. It's trying again, 67. Where are the bidders here? Where are the bidders? Where are the bidders? Where are the bidders? Okay. That barely got halted up. So how about CURR? Is it time to just buy? I'm gonna close my eyes and buy 3,000 shares here on this dip. Tight stop. Just to see what it wants to do. Yeah, this is complete madness that I'm doing here, but I'm giving it it's pretty low on the pullback, so I'm giving it a chance. And it's working too. It's at 89 now. Nice. Although we needed more size. Trying out the old Save. And that's the first time that's gonna work though. One stock is dead, and then just, I'm looking at the other one. Highly risky. 1 for 10 so far. Let's see if this one keeps going though. CURR. Can we hold up? Low 86.4 on that candle there. I don't know. The 5-minute chart looks pretty bullish. Don't forget, if you're watching on YouTube, to hit that thumbs up. This setup looks great here, but I don't want to be overly aggressive too early. Okay, just in case it chops me out, because sometimes that'll happen. It prices in that new low by a couple cents just to stop out good old RT, and then it goes. 33.33 for resumption. 33.33, which means we have 2 minutes or so. It sucks to not have the countdown because it just makes it so simple to remember the time. So I'm holding small size here on CURR and just waiting. Really small size still. I'm gearing up to, it depends, right? If it comes down much lower, then I got no choice but to cut it. But if it's tight here, I wouldn't mind being aggressive. But I slowly for me, not massive size right away. I think maybe a little too much risk. 32.23. We got a minute and 10 seconds to resumption. If I'm still in this stock, I probably trade the other one off screen. The back and forth is definitely driving me a little nuts here. It's like I have to pull it up for the audience, but I can obviously see it on the other screen, right? The thing too is that I have to change the share size because it's, different price. It can slow you down a little bit. There's like 15 seconds. So I got, okay, here we go. 167 coming up. Oh, damn, man. Fuck. I should have held that too. That's insane. It pushed up nicely, then it stalled out. Like it just stalled out like it ran into a brick wall or something. That should have been like a beautiful trade. I got smaller size. Looking to be careful here just in case it halts down. Anything is possible. The risk is always real. Okay, I'm adding. Can we see over 70? Alright, I think back to small size. IBO. Honestly, we ended up making some money considering the slow and poor start that we had. So that was pretty good. Is there a hidden buyer here? No, there's a seller for sure. 115,000 shares right as we were going to go up there. Wow. It just reminds me of how small these shares are compared to the big shares, the real big shares. Like just casually 115,000 shares. And even that, could be considered small. Is it going to halt down here? $51 is the halt down. We're currently 57, 58. See, that's not nice right there, man. That's tough. I'm like, if we get back over 60, I'll give it a chance. And of course, I'm in taking the full loss there. But smaller size, so that's good. At least on the size aspect. 7.5 cents, 3,500 shares. Time to ease off. See, I'd expect it to come and halt down without giving that push to 63, like we just had. What was the high there? Yeah. We're already at stress at 57, 56, like just collapse. Comes up to 63 just to get me into the trade, thinking maybe 65 might, 67, 68 might come again. And I'm getting cooked. On these stocks like this, you don't want to lose more than like 3 cents at a time. But it's a good pullback though, all things considered. If you zoom out, we had a massive move all the way from 120, 130, so a pullback here isn't really that bad. Now the key question is Was 75 the highest we're going to go? If that's the case, we're never going to see a new high of day. But if this is still strong enough to pull back one more time and, you know, maybe go again up to $2, $2.50, is this one of those type of stocks, or is this the end of the line right here? Now, nobody knows. Some people might say they know, but, you know, nobody really knows. So for me, it means to size down and proceed with caution here. This resumption could base out, could curl back up, or, you know, maybe we sell off. And then there are the days where it sells off for like 2 hours, goes back to 120, and then you come back at 4 p.m., the stock went up all the way to 250. So I want to walk away when the momentum is on the backside. So small size, 1,500 shares. My max size is going to come down to just a couple thousand shares. And then, you know, just taking it slow throughout this consolidation. Feels good to see a stock, you know, this, I mean, we're seeing a couple more moves this month, but it feels good to see a stock actually holding up. Last year, for the people who maybe like started this year or new to the channel this year, last year we had a stock do this every single day. Like 99% of the times, 95% of the times, we'd get an extra move outside of pre-market. But for the last like 3-4 months, maybe like 60-70% of the times, there's been nothing. There's just been like sideways and down, or maybe a small move up and then back down, and nothing really sustaining its move. Maybe we'll get this first push right here, and then this red candle that came would have been us going back to the lows. You know, that's kind of what's been happening. Most of the times when there's an uptrend like this, I'll do well, especially if it's happening every day. Then I know I don't need to like, you know, like hesitating on pullbacks, like in the move up, like stuff like that doesn't exist because it's so consistent. But one day it works, next 3 days nothing, then, you know, you start to maybe ask yourself, is it even worth jumping in here, you know? And then your trading just goes to the depths. Especially if you don't trade the lows, you know, some people love to trade the lows pretty, you know, a lot, so. Gotta get with the program or get left in the dust, right? So gotta keep working every day to get better at the lows. Less than a minute for IBO. Resumption is going to be at 42.56. Our resumption is coming up. We're at 151. About 5 seconds. I'm giving it a second here to like breathe and, you know, but maybe it does get close to that halt up, which is at 66. Okay, Pretty good bounce right away. Didn't expect an immediate bounce, but you know, not bad. Man, only if I could just get, you know, sometimes well, we'll save that conversation for later. 154 by 155 is coming down. Time 44. The volume has been a little lighter here. Hold up, hold up, hold up. 5-3, 5-2, 5-2. Shit. Oh, that's man. Dang it. Oh, Pastor in the depths. I'm long here, 54. I think I'm gonna just hold this small position and see. It's a really small position though. Depending on how it looks, maybe I add, but you know, it all depends. But I'd be aiming for like a higher low on this setup here. Something like this. Something like that. If not, could be Titanic here. Tight stops. Keeping the small position for now. What will it be? What will it be? Retest or pullback? Okay. Seeing some action here. I think that might have been a bad ad. Yeah, you know, maybe. Yeah, that might have been a cooked ad. At least we made something on the starter. That's fine. We'll get back in. Kind of botched that trade a little bit. What is that, brother? Okay, maybe I leave here. I think this is my cue. Somebody just sold a big position there or something. Well, that's twice, man. The low of the pullback was 46, I think. This is the last hope here in this uptrend. If we don't hold and halt down again, could be cooked. It's funny because I'm like, I just took some losses. I'm going to take this 3 cents and just kind of watch it again. I'm like in the process of selling 1,000 shares at a time, and it's just boom. Did I even get filled up there? Any of it? No, I didn't. Wow, that sucks. Yeah, it happened the moment I'm like hitting the sell button. Some people are getting lag on Thinkorswim. I'm back on the sidelines here. I think it might be time to shut it down, honestly. We kind of lost a little too much on those 2 surprise drops. Not liking how much I gave back, so I think we lost like 500 off the top there between those like 2 or 3 trades. And it's halting down here, so this is the time to lock it in. Bro. Giving back on those teleportations. Alright. It's 10:52 a.m. I don't know if skipping pre-market was the right move because again we did have the same stock here. You know, this gray area represents pre-market before 9:30 a.m. We did go from 35 to 123. But I was looking forward to stocks above $5-10, you know. That's the biggest thing for me and why I didn't really give it a go because I was standing here for a good amount of it. But I'm like, man, in fact, I can show you guys this, right? Here's my show trades for before the open. These 2 trades I took. My first trade came at 7:49 on this one. And then again, I'm like, you know what? Maybe I give it a shot on this pullback, and there was a small loss here. Or was this, well, it looks like it was a small gain, but scratch trade nevertheless. I don't know what it is. It's just this, you know, I don't know. I woke up on time and everything. I felt good when I woke up in terms of like being tired or anything. Wasn't tired, but I logged in and just, I don't know, just didn't feel it. Just didn't feel it. When I saw that there wasn't a higher price stock, I kind of just like motivation just went to the depths for some reason. So maybe that means I need to be better with the pennies, right? I think that's what it means. Gotta get better so that I can smile when I see a penny stock moving up. There's no way to run, no way to hide, but just to get better. So I think that's going to do it. For those people watching on YouTube, for those of you in the chat room as well, if you're going till 4 p.m., continue to be disciplined, continue to be patient. There might be more opportunities, but be sure not to overtrade the backside. All right. Be careful of the higher risk areas, size down, and manage risk accordingly. And that'll do it for the pastor here. Final P&L, we were at 2,900. Yeah, I remember I saw 29 at one point, so we definitely gave back. We're now at 20, just below 24. So 2380. Man, it feels like years since I made like some sort of money. Can we see more consistent momentum after the open? And if we can see a good pre-market too, that'll be great. What is his strategy? My strategy is called hyper scalping. There's normal scalping where maybe you take 10, 20 trades a day, maybe even 30. But with hyper scalping, we're taking hundreds of trades in one day. And it's been a slow year for me here, but maybe, we can finally start to see things pick up a little bit into the back half of the year here. But yeah, hit the thumbs up, subscribe. Tomorrow I'll start at 7 a.m. I'm not gonna, not gonna wake up and not do it. I'm gonna start at 7 a.m. tomorrow. Other than that, check out the links for the scanner here. If you guys want to check out this scanner from Day Trade Dash, the link is down below. Works pretty well pre-market, especially. I love the running up and the high of day momentum scanner. Gap scanner is always pretty good. Yeah, you guys can check out that link down below. And you guys can check out the other links as well for the chat room if you're interested there. I'm still holding some Tesla at like 267 or 260, I think 262. I don't know what price it's at. Let's see. Well, it looks like we're doing good. Dang, this is a monster move here. They had some news, I think, on Sunday evening I saw. My mistake, though, is not buying back. The way how this pullback worked out, right? Let's pull it up on E-Trade. Tesla. The way how the pullback worked out with the Trump and Elon breakup, I saw it at 295 and I thought, a little too high still. And that day I was writing up something, like I was writing like an essay basically, and I was there typing for hours. And by the time I looked back, which at this point was the next day, like that morning pre-market, we had a low of 72 and then back to 95. And it was still a good buy. I knew it was still a good buy because at the end of the day, the fundamentals are the fundamentals, but I got caught up with, and it's a rookie mistake really, of wanting to be in at the exact bottom. That doesn't exist and it should never exist, and we don't need it. It's like, there's no difference compared to where we're going in terms of price. If we have expectations for 400, whether in 295, 298 or 285, it's like it doesn't matter. What's it, like a 5%, 3% different, maybe 3%, 2%. So I didn't buy back after that drop there, but I have shares still. Like it's not my big account, but I have shares. It'd be nice to catch it into the real account, but we have shares in other accounts. No, I'm not in school. I was writing for something else. It's related to like the stock market and like trading. Yeah, green skies and I know Apple's been struggling a little bit. There's some uncertainty, but because these companies are so big and they have so much cash, and this is just my opinion, this is not financial advice, of course. There's always risks. Trading and investing is risky. but they have so much cash that, you know, they're more than likely going to be able to do something to help generate more revenue, if that even becomes a problem at some point. These companies are insane, man. Like, you know, even Nvidia, like, you know, you're doing like 30-40 billion dollars a quarter is madness. It's an insane amount of money. But anyhow, yeah, that's gonna do it. Take care, stay safe, stay green. It's been a good day. I'll catch you guys tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Check out the links once again for the chat room, the scanner, and also the classes if you're interested in that. And take care. Astor signing out. Signing out.